Hey everybody, let's see, it is Saturday the 27th and I'm out here trying to do some general cleanup and making space for the new chicken coop and a temporary chicken coop. And I've been working trying to get these metal frames picked up. There was one right here where I'm standing that I've already moved. There's one over here. As you can see, they're covered in junk. And I was trying to figure out what to do with them. And somebody suggested using them as field gates, which is a good idea. But I'm only going to need like 2 of them that size. The rest need to be full-size vehicle gates. So I had to figure out what to do with the rest of them. And I came up with an idea, and I got to tell you, I was inspired by Billy and Michelle over at Permapastures. They were talking about making an economy of our own and how they do their compost and all that, and it struck me, a compost pile. So let's go over and check out what I did. I drove T-posts into the ground and stood to get the panels up and then wired them together, and it made a pretty decent sized compost bin. And what we'll end up doing in the future, later on this spring, is we'll till up around the edges and we'll end up planting either berry bushes or nut trees, and we'll grow them. They'll help hide the compost bin, and they'll also provide us with some food production. So that's how we do a little bit of permaculture with our compost bin. As you can see, I've got a big pile of stuff here already. And what I did was I went over and turned the goats and the sheep out into the pasture, and I took the skid loader and got about 7 buckets worth of material out and brought it over here. And what this is the sheep and goats get a big round hay bale about once every 3 or 4 weeks, and they'll eat on it and spread it around on the ground, and they'll do their business on it, and it'll get all kinds of good organic stuff mixed in with it, and then it turns into this. So periodically we have to go in and clean it out. And one of the reasons we got the skid loader was exactly so we could do something like this. We want to eventually do commercial composting and being able to sell it as organic compost at farmers markets or online or wherever. Time will tell. You know, that's down the road. Right now we're going to be using it for the garden. We'll be using it to amend the soil and to fill raised beds that we're going to be making. And this fulfills all the stuff that we need for composting. It's got mass, it's got brown stuff, it's got green stuff, and it's got moisture. I'll come out every other day for the next 10 days with the skid loader, and I'll turn this. Take me about 5-10 minutes at the most, and then after 10 days I'll do it every 4 days for the next 2 weeks, and in about 3 to 4 weeks we're going to have a great big pile of really good composted material that we can use in the garden. And you know, we've got kitchen scraps that we'll throw in here, and once the chickens are back, you know, I'll come over here and I'll show them where it is, and they'll come out and they'll scratch on this, and we're going to be doing the small compost piles like what Permapasture Farms does. We're going to be doing that inside the chicken run so that they can scratch in there too, and so we'll have multiple piles going at the same time. This one is just nothing but quantity. That's why we're doing it this way. And you know, I should be able to get a pile that big or bigger every 3 to 4 weeks if I'm diligent about it, and I'll be able to do that all the way through the summer and into the fall. I will have to, once it warms up, I will have to put a tarp on it and water it down from time to time. Right now it just rains, so this stuff is super wet. Probably a little bit too much, but there's nothing I can do about it until I turn it and air it out and let it dry a little bit. Well, that's about it for the compost bin video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me finish by saying, you know, this whole thing is what this is all about. You know, we take inspiration from other people. Like I said, I got inspired by what Permapasture Farms posted a couple days ago, and we modify it. You know, instead of doing it small, I'm doing it big. We make it our own, we run with it, and then we post the results. We let everybody know how it turned out, what went right, what went wrong. That's how we spread the message. You know, if you're out there and you want to start making content, just go for it. Just do it that way. Go watch other videos, and you see something you like, go make it your own. Give proper credit where credit is due, and then video it. Put it up online. Show people what you're doing, man. Let them draw inspiration from you. Let them give you good words of support like Yoda and I get all the time. You know what? That's how it's done. Till next time, go live a life done free. Grumpy G, Claire. Thanks, Milo.